Hello and welcome back. This is Queen3210 and we are back for some more Nonary game. Now you'll notice that in the previous videos I didn't do an intro or a traditional outro. That's because, as you've noticed, the way that this game flows, it's very difficult to find a good stopping point. Otherwise we end up with like 5-hour long videos, and I doubt that anybody is into checking that out. So that's why I did it the way I did. But, as you saw in the last video, we actually made it to the end of a story. In fact, we actually got a ending. But things didn't turn out so well for Junpei. Yep. I knew she was gonna kill him. However, the game has also alluded that there are multiple endings, which is fine, considering we got a really bad ending. And you'll notice on this title screen that there is something called Memories of Escape. What that allows us to do is to redo some of the escape puzzles that we've done before. So we could redo the third-class cabin, the chart room, the captain's quarters, the first-class cabin, the casino, the laboratory. Yeah, so that would be that if we were so inclined. However, what we're going to do instead is we're going to pick a file real quick. It's going to take us over here, back to the beginning of the game. And we're on the novel screen still, because that's literally how it goes. So we're gonna go to flow. Now what flow does, it shows us literally the pathways that we could take to each potential thing. Like, as you can see, this spot right here actually tells us where we diverged, and this is the first divergence, which was choosing between going through door number 5 or going through door number 4. And then as you go further down, you'll notice that there are other ones, like this one is going through door 7, 8, or 3. And then this one finally, door 6, 1, or 2. Now, you'll also notice there are specific key bits right here. What these key bits here means that they're locked, meaning we haven't unlocked them, and this especially means that unlocked. So this actually led us to the ending that we had recently, which was basically us getting murdered by Clover. So what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack to the first option, and we're going to play through that and get as far as we can through the rest of the story. And then what we'll do is we'll rinse and repeat. We'll probably jump back to here and choose the choice that we don't choose here. And then vice versa as we get through all of these. So we'll probably have to play through the game like a few times before we can get like all of the endings. But that's fine. That's fine. That's what we're here for. So let's skip to doors number 4 and 5, and we'll pick up from there.
Which door?
So we decided door 5 last time, as I mentioned earlier, so we'll be staying with door 4. Decided that door 4 would be fine.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
June. Kurashiki Akane.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
He made no shows of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
He watched the other 4 walk towards their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the red.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. His face tight with determination, he turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companions.
Goodbye.
Be careful.
As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open, the mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew lay the sad remains of the ninth man. It did not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and Seven hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making wet splack in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes.
It's fine. Hurry! Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake.
Let's go.
The three remaining steeled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing with the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? Please say something, will you?
Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was Seven.
Hey, there it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here! We gotta authenticate!
The beeping stopped.
The sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door.
Phew. Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys! Are you doing all right over there?
They'd heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yes, we're fine.
Despite the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue.
Red versus blue.
Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome! Thanks. That helps a lot.
Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Junpei and the others left door number 5 and headed towards door 4.
Now it's our turn.
Yep.
I'll go first.
They stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back towards the red.
All right. Let's go.
With strength and determination, he pulled the lever. Uncharted territory. The four of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist.
Oh, damn.
In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash.
It's counting down.
The detonator's countdown had begun. In the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists, the numbered door behind them closed. the sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway.
We can't go back!
No shit, Sherlock.
We need to hurry and find the device.
Hey! Where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap! Start looking!
I already am.
They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would likely have discerned that the doors led to cabins.
Don't tell me the dead is in one of those rooms.
Oh fuck.
Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are?
Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but at his best guess there were 7 or 8 of them.
Ah, fuck! We don't have time to count!
Junpei ran to the nearest door.
We just need to open them all.
He grabbed the knob and shook it hard.
It won't open.
It didn't feel locked. More like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door and saw that his companions had already run to the doors of their own. They did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good.
Same here.
It's not moving!
June was the last to speak up.
Oh,
As Junpei looked in her direction, his eye caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red blinking light.
there it is! At the end of the hallway. Run!
Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June and pulled them towards the light. Santa called out to them as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know?
Our time limit is 81 seconds!
I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many seconds we have left!
In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true, urgency foremost of all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry! It's the dead! Get over here!
Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel.
Come on, everyone!
The other 3 quickly followed suit. With a grunt, Santa yanked the lever down.
Looks like it stopped.
His hand beginning to steady. Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had beaded on his forehead. As they caught their breath, the 4 companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
He could see a heavy-looking set of double doors. Set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the larger door were 2 smaller ones.
Let's try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results he wanted? Or perhaps he corrected himself. More a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding, and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol engraved in the brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol. But I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway.
That's true, and they already discussed those.
The symbols of the solar system.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars?
I think so, yes.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
While Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually, he reached the last of them and jogged back. It took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so, I looked the place over.
Uh-huh.
Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean...
We only have 2 more doors.
Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it.
maybe it's the room number.
The door on the left has a B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92.
Okay, I'll get B93 then.
Junpei put his hand on the doorknob, and Santa moved to the other door. They'd made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3!
In unison, they pushed against the respective doors and promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. They turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened.
Yeah, we see that.
Yeah, it did.
Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that.
It was so easy.
Lotus's calm voice broke through their thoughts.
Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. Can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet.
As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued.
Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
And we enter a new puzzle. So this is room 92. That's fine and dandy. So before we continue with that, let's take a look at the menu, because one of the things that was mentioned in the previous video was that we would possess some of the information that we had in the previous, having completed an ending, we would retain information basically. So let's see. No, actually, we don't have any of the files. That's weird. Okay, well, whatever. It's fine. We'll deal with it. Interesting painting. This is kind of a weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? It looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose, sucking on a human being's brain. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I'd mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. Okay. That vase looks expensive. I wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? Junpei, where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Do you think maybe you could look around here a little bit more before you go? There's a lot for me to do here all by myself. Okay, so that's the exit. That's fine. Ah! Matches. It's a box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Yeah, no shit. Okay. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June.
Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now?
Oh yeah, because she collapsed in the part before this.
Yes, I'm fine.
Are you though? June certainly looked fine.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds.
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah, I guess I am.
June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Junpei? How did you end up here?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. you inhaled some white smoke and passed out.
Yes, he did.
When you woke up, you were on D deck.
Yep. Where I broke out of the fucking room.
Damn straight.
But is that really the truth?
Well, what about you? How did you get here?
What?
Junpei, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
Well, first of all, it wasn't as if I intended to bump into my childhood friend.
Hey, I could ask you the same thing.
Exactly, there you go.
Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
Flustered.
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
Holy crap, not that. Junpei's heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
He had to admit he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18.
Oh. I think she's fooling.
Time 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Junpei. When I woke up, I was on D deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
Very good question.
I wonder.
June nodded, and for a few moments she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought.
Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
Oh, really?
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal.
Or maybe it's just something that happened, like we crossed paths with something that connects us. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be something obvious like that, I don't think.
Or the janitor, or the lunch lady.
No, I can barely remember any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. Ah! Junpei, what are you doing? We don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa. It's a display case. But there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty, too. It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kind of sweaty. Hey, Junpei, did you want to take a shower together? Whoa! My thoughts exactly! Giggle. Just kidding. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. A wooden cupboard. There are cups inside, surprising no one. Look, there's two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. Huh? What's up? You're turning red. Oh man, is her fever back? Hey, are you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? Oh, I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Hey, seriously, are you really okay? So I guess there's nothing here. A bed frame. Now we don't have to worry about falling off. I toss and turn when I sleep. She's blushing again. What the hell is she thinking about? This isn't a painting. Is it a map? It looks like the map of the ship's interior. Oh, this is a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us. It is now possible to use the map screen. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. June looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Wow, that was oddly specific.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said? Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
I mean, I already know the answer to that. Or rather, we have suspicions that that's the case, but we haven't reached that part yet. At least not in this version.
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is
A replica of the Titanic?
a replica of the Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
Well, yeah, but it's more likely than it being the actual Titanic.
No idea. But all they've got to do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship. Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic. Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past?
I mean, yes.
It's the site of the worst accident in history.
So, people like being a part of history.
Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Junpei, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff?
Oh, this is a loaded question. I'm going to say I do.
Yeah, well, I guess so. To a certain extent.
There we go. Junpei scratched his temple.
What about you? No, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
No, it was the iceberg. Sorry, sweetie.
What?
A curse sank the Titanic. The curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Oh, she's just fooling with me now. Junpei couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
Nope. Can't say I have.
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right!
June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess, supposedly, she was special.
Special how?
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes,
But she was a mummy.
that's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And...
Yes, saponification, but that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
I'm pretty sure she's fooling with us at this point.
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water?
Yes.
Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
No. Okay. I really hope you're fooling at this point, because otherwise, I fear for you.
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Well, yeah,
June and Junpei talked a little more, and then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. Ah, key! A key. Do you think it's the key to the dresser? This is the mirror for the dresser. And now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not like there's anyone here you need to impress. Yes, there is. Who? What? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Because she wants to impress you, dum-dum. Oh, forget it, Junpei. The chair that goes with the dresser. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. It's a light. Thanks to it, we can see. Junpei, where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Why? What do you mean, why? I'm just going to go check up on them. Is there something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Sure thing. I'll leave the rest to you. Sure. Leave it to me. Alright, off to the other room. Oh, interesting. It's a tile with a black and white pattern on it. There's a square tile in this frame. It's glued in there quite well. I don't think you can take it out. Those empty areas seem kind of suspicious. Looks like a valuable vase. Empty though. There seems to be a room on the left side of the vase. Oh, god damn, that wall. Shit. That is a terrible wall for a bathroom. Anybody who decides to do something like this should be shot. This is horrible, and I hate it. Whoa, look! Junpei! There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. No, that's a shower head, dum-dum. That's a shower head. This thing's a little shelf for putting soap on. That's the shower knob. I tried turning it, but no water comes out. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. Oh, shit. Is there anything in the toilet? Guess not. Tank's empty too. Some toilet paper. We've got 2 rolls, I guess. Okay, yep, I guess that's it. Well, this is a display case. Check it out. These plates and shit look pretty expensive. You want to take a look? Damn. Guess this is the wrong key. Well, that means there's got to be another one somewhere around here. Otherwise, we aren't going to be able to open this thing. Oh, there's another tile. A candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. Ah! And then combine it with the matchstick. I know. If I use these matches to light the candle. It's a candle. Oh, no, sorry. It says lit candle. I thought it said it's a candle. I'm dumb. So you lit the candle. I'm sure it'll be light in dark places when all other lights go out. Awesome. With the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look around over there. But it gets so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Well, why don't you set it on top of the dresser? It's flat there. At least it won't fall over. Oh, yeah. Good idea. Nice. Hey, it's got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. Dresser drawer. It's locked. Okay. So that's where the key comes in. Let's see if this... Yes! Yes, it worked! That's a strange design. Is it ceramic? It doesn't look like there are any puzzles in it. This is the mirror for the dresser. Damn straight. Nothing weird about it, though. It's a light, man. Can't you figure that out on your own? Hard to tell if it's burned out or not. Of course, now that we have that candle, guess it doesn't really matter that much anymore. Hey, Junpei, it's a cupboard. There's a freaking cupboard in here. Are you alright? Oh, don't give me that. Come on, a cupboard in a bedroom can only mean there's a safe in there. Really? Damn, there's nothing in here. Got me all worked up for nothing. Ah, a curtain. Cool. A curtain, huh? Well, it got all these metal rings, probably, so you can hang something from it, you know? Yes, but it doesn't look like a normal curtain. The way it feels, I think it's probably waterproof, which would make this a shower curtain. A shower curtain, huh? Two pillows in a pile. Oh. A pile of pillows. Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Hey, calm down. Oh? Hey, what the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. We should go see. Yeah, oh, there's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey, what's this? Top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Oh, it's a key. Part of the candlestick where the candle goes looks like a key. A key, huh? I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. Yeah, we did. Let's see if this candlestick key will do anything. Yes! It opened! Alright, pull that shit open! Hey, don't you think the pattern on that tile looks like something? Yeah, I think I saw it somewhere.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Sure, Santa? Right, we haven't actually talked to Santa, so let's hear what he has to say. Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei no small start.
Here, take this.
Santa pulled something out of his pocket.
A bookmark?
It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
Ouch.
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world?
Oh boy.
I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Okay.
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Why do you hate those things, Santa?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
No, I'm just curious. Why?
Not really, but
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to say.
what does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Santa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay?
Okay.
And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words.
So because it symbolizes all the things he hates, he doesn't want it. Got it.
It's like flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, all right?
Okay. Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands.
Here.
What do you do with it? Yeah, let's take it. After all, why shouldn't he?
All right, sure. I'll take it.
He shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa, Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment, they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
Okay. Which is hilarious because when I was growing up, number 4 was my favorite number. So, yeah.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Nah, come on, man. That's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages that kind of crap scared people. This is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy.
Okay, so then why don't you like the number 4?
I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-assed number.
What? How is it a half-assed number, you asshole?
Not the best or the worst. That's why.
What?
9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
Oh, I see.
What are you...
Santa's explanation made no sense. Junpei was even more confused than before.
You play?
Play?
I mean, stock market or gambling?
You mean like gambling?
Yeah, of course. What else would I mean?
Okay, I'm glad I didn't go with the stock market.
In Baccarat, the best possible hand totals 9. They call it Le Grand.
Oh, okay, I see. Wait a minute, hold up. Santa and Seven both knew about Baccarat. Does that mean that those two know each other?
But the lowest, most worthless cards, zeros, they call Monkey.
Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh? Zero's a monkey.
Santa blinked, utterly stunned.
What?
Then he began to laugh. He didn't get it initially.
You're totally right. The guy who trapped us in here sure is one hell of a monkey.
That was when Lotus spoke up.
You know, if you think about it, the Nonary game is really a lot like Baccarat.
Apparently, she'd been listening.
And of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. You just drop the tens digit, and that's it. Still, it does have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you got a point.
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
The person who makes 9 wins?
Wait, did you forget already? Don't you remember what Zero said?
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
That's true.
So, if we want to get off this boat, We have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9.
And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive.
Of course. That's why it's called the Nonary game.
What?
Huh?
You don't know?
No, I don't. Explain.
Nonary means something derived from 9, or base 9.
Okay.
It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means 9.
Okay.
While we're at it, the prefix for 1 is uni.
Okay.
You know, like the unicorn, the horse with one horn. 2 is bi, like binary. Binary means composed of 2 parts. 3 is tri. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty.
Yep.
Like trio, triple, and triangle. You get the idea.
Quadruple.
After that, you have quart, quinty, sext, septum, and so on. And of course, the prefix for 8 is octo, like octopus.
Yeah, we got that.
It's called that because it has 8 legs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. Continue. Explain.
I see. So then Nona means 9.
Lotus nodded.
So, how many of us are trapped on this ship?
That'd be 9.
Well, 8 now.
And what are the bracelet numbers we have?
They go from 1 to 9.
And our time limit? How many hours did we have?
0 said 9 hours.
And finally, to get out of this ship.
We need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship.
By making a team with the digital root of 9.
Lotus nodded again.
And there you have it. The number 9 is everywhere in this game. He's got a real theme of 9s for this whole thing. No wonder it's called the Nonary game.
Somewhere far away, Junpei heard the creak of stressed metal. It sounded almost like Zero laughing at them, or the sad, desperate scream of a pig headed to the slaughterhouse. Well, that was enlightening. Let's go back to the bathroom. It's a wall covered in small square tiles. They've all got geometric shapes on them. Okay, so I can't use the... Oh, wait, yeah I can. There's a curtain rod running along the ceiling. Let's put the shower curtain on those hooks. Done. Let's try spreading the curtain out. Ah! Wow, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught? So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Maybe they were into, like, those home invasion fantasies. Home invasion. Interesting, I see. You two are real idiots, you know that? Let's try spreading the curtain. Yeah, there we go. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. Alright, from here I can see what that tile is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. The tile 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Hey Junpei, that tile you've got, think maybe you're supposed to put it in one of those empty spaces? I mean, the pattern does look kind of the same, doesn't it? He's right. I think so too. But if that's the case, you're going to need to collect all 3 tiles, right? Don't you think we should collect all of them before you start putting them in? Okay, spoil sports, I guess I can. I guess I have to. What's up? You going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by herself. What, you think you're her knight or protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. Oh, it's another bathroom. So 5th from the right and 3rd from In the bathroom in Lotus's room, I saw a particular tile when I was looking through the hole in the shower curtain. Maybe if I look in the same place over here. Alright, now where was it? 5th one from the top, 3rd from the right. What are you mumbling about, Junpei? Oh, sorry. Could you be quiet for a minute? I don't want to forget this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is! Yes, this one's loose. I think I can get it under with this, with my nail in. Yes! Got another one. Who would have thought this would be hidden in the bathroom, huh? You did a good job finding it. So one side has a design like the rest of the bathroom tiles, and the other side has the black and white design. I think I've seen that pattern somewhere before. Yes, you have. Yeah. Why don't we go back to the living room? Okay. Let's go back. The exit. Lotus and Santa are in the room of the other side. I'm going to go check up on them. There's a tile in the frame. So I guess I'm supposed to put the tiles in the empty spaces. Alright, I'm going to give it a shot. Now I have to... got it. Yes! I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame. But what is this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. Yep, the Mars key. Whoa! This is one of those Mars symbols. The door at the end of the hallway. It has the same symbol engraved on the keyhole. Then that's gotta mean... Yes, we can use this key to get through that door. Junpei messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Yeah, in the other room where Jean and I were hunting, or searching.
Where?
Where indeed?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
Okay.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hands on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
You're still gonna have to explain that one.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they'd all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
Man, space, a butterfly, koi, a dog, a small boat floating in the lake, or Funyarinba. I have no idea what that means. I'll say actually, I'm not sure what it looks like, to be honest with you. Looking at it. Okay, I'll say Funyarinba, because that's the only thing I don't recognize.
Funyarinpa. See? I mean, this totally looks like one. And here, and here.
Junpei indicated parts of the picture that looked exactly like the other parts. After 3 seconds of silence, Lotus looked at Junpei.
What the hell is a Funyarinpa?
What do you mean? What the hell is a Funyarinpa? You mean you don't know?
How the hell would I know?
How could you not know? That's practically blasphemous.
I don't even know it and I picked it, so...
Oh, say you're sorry! Apologize to the Funyarinpa! Goodness, you are such a rude woman.
I can't even... I don't even know if Junpei is, like, taking the piss or if he is legit offended. Another 3 seconds of awkward silence went by. Lotus opened her mouth as she shook.
Junpei, are you just screwing around? Forget it. I'm just gonna tell you. This is a dog. See? Like this.
Lotus pointed out parts of the picture and eventually a dog took shape in them. Okay, I see. It looked as though she had a point. Okay, yeah, I see it now. It was a dog. Santa also nodded in agreement.
So... now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took 2 similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else.
Yep, she's not wrong.
These 2 pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the 2 pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution.
Okay.
The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test.
Okay, yeah, because otherwise the results would be skewed. Continue.
They were, however, given the same test and the same 2 pictures. The results were startling.
They all saw them.
10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically.
But the dog, however...
The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%.
Wow.
Very significant increase.
Yeah, I will say.
So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Simple. If someone is given the answer, or if the tale is spread around to other people, depending on when this program took place, the more people who know the answer, the more they're actually able to see it. Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed. And there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step back. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field? Or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field.
Exactly.
Huh.
Psych!
Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously.
What?
Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
At last, it seemed that Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Honestly, I think she was serious, but then she saw the looks on their faces and went, "Nope, we're kidding."
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Okay. All right. Let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay. Roger that. Yes! It unlocked. Good job, Junpei. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Junpei, let's go. Alright, let's go. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Oh, another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Seems like, yeah. Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
Don't we need a key for that?
No good.
That wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her fingers across it, muttering to herself.
I knew it. See? Look.
Yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
With her finger, Lotus traced the path of the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Gee, thanks. Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
Pretty much.
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Okay, so we are now in the kitchen. It's a tank with a pipe coming out of it. Nothing really that special about it. What's that? A voucher. It says, appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. Okay. Those 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Okay, well excuse me, princess. For those of you who remember the Legend of Link television series, you're welcome. 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. If you flip these over, they look like hats. The middle is super deep for a plate. They're soup plates. They're made that way so that the soup doesn't spill. If we ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that? I think there are 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. How the hell can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. What? Why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You are not terribly subtle. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. Those plates are for serving meat. Ugh, you really are ignorant, aren't you? Come on, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. Countertop. We've got a rolling pin and a colander. Not useful, in other words. That's the exit. There's a big old iron plate over the door. I don't think we can open it. Hey, Santa, could you open that door, please? What the hell? There's no way I could open that thing. Guess you're getting to that age where your eyes start to go, huh? You'd better watch your mouth, boy, or someone won't live long enough to see that door open. Ouch. This has got the two of them on edge. We gotta get out of here and fast. Okay, so that's, I think, the door we just came in. Wow. This pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending a day off with June drinking tea? Did such a day ever happen for me? Junpei? Oh, no, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should get moving. It's a lot of notes. They've got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything like that. Ah, okay, so it's not the way out. That's fine. There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. This is probably a pantry. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. There's a little green bottle back here. A bottle of oil. Oh look, cooking oil. You could probably use this to make something slippery. Yes, we could. It looks like some kind of large tin container. Well, it's empty. There are cans lining every shelf in here. Wooden box on the second row, though. Ah!
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
The knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use the way it was.
It's futile.
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
She wasn't making much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
I did hear about this. It was a Fact or Fiction episode I watched where someone foretold the sinking of the of an ocean liner that would kill like thousands of people, like 1,000 or plus people. And it turned out that this article was written in 1909, and then the Titanic sank in 1912. So yeah, I'll say yes, I have. Actually, you know what? I'll say no, I haven't, so that she'll tell me.
No, I haven't. What is it?
In 1892, 14 years before the Titanic sank.
Oh, okay, it was 1892, never mind.
A novel was published. It was called Futility. It was written by an American novelist named Morgan Robertson. The story was about a big cruise ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking.
Yeah. So I misremembered the actual story, but yes, it was this. The person wrote the novel, and then they were told by a publicist that they didn't want fiction. They wanted non-fiction stories, so they discarded it.
Of course, if that was the only similarity, there wouldn't be any reason to mention it. It wasn't, though. The name of the ship, its nationality, course, departure time, size, displacement, maximum speed, number of passengers and crew, the number of lifeboats, even the location of the accident itself, and the cause and the location of the damage. Everything matches the Titanic almost exactly. It was almost as if he'd seen the whole thing happen. But this book was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But that's not all. It wasn't just futility that predicted the sinking of the Titanic. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, 2 ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Kinda, sorta, but not really.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull.
But Junpei, you said you believe in curses.
Come on, that's totally different. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's a fair point, actually.
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
I'm sorry? Oh, you mean he possessed the second guy?
What are you smoking?
William Thomas Stead he just wrote down
Oh!
20 years before it happened.
Oh, I see. So William Thomas Stead. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a big coincidence. He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If you tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go bad.
Well,
Junpei smiled uncontrollably.
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But...
Her voice trailed off and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. We're really in trouble. I know I'm just repeating myself, but this is really a futility moment. That blade is so rusty. Yeah, I know. We can't cut a damn thing with a knife like this. If we're gonna have to cut anything, we probably have to sharpen the knife. Okay. An iron oven. Looks pretty heavy duty. It's probably industrial quality. I bet you could cook anything. You could cook anything with this. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Damn, I knew it. It's locked. All we've got here is a pot and frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use some of those as weapons. What kind of an idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, it was just a joke. Why so serious? A trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Well, better that than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Damn it, there's nothing in here. Hey Santa, digging through the trash really suits you. What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I knew you'd just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my. I don't recall asking you to do anything. Ugh. I ought to throttle you. Excuse me. What? Does it feel colder in here? Oh, a countertop. There's a rolling pin and a colander here. Not useful. Alright, it's going. Do you think this was all part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef on board somewhere. Looks like the area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. I already checked. It's sealed tight. I think that's where the coal goes. Oh, whetstone. Okay. Maybe I'll use the whetstone to sharpen the knife. The blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. I should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Yeah, except it doesn't fix it that quick. A sink? It's still got water in it. There's a couple of plates in there, but I don't think they're gonna help us much. Okay. Maybe this table's for prepping food. These are plates. There are plates everywhere. And then I'm back at the beginning. This is the door we came through. It's not locked, so we could go back out, but what's the point, right? All that's out there is an iron gate and a dead-end hallway. Yep. Might as well be locked for all the good going back out there to do. Looks like you can enter numbers onto this thing. Is it an oven timer? It's probably for entering a passcode. After all, the oven door is locked. My guess is that it'll open if we put in the correct code. Wait a minute. Nope. This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table. It says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. And the plates on the table are 9 appetizers, 16 meat, 10 soup, 15 seafood. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. And hexadecimal is... It's a number system that goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. You're familiar with base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. The base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D equals 13, E equals 14, F equals 15, etc. And 10 equals 16. The 10 becomes 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it as just 6 letters added on to the normal number system after 9. A10, B11, C12, D13, E14, F15, 10, 16, and so on. I think I get it. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. C equals 12, D equals 13, E equals 14, F equals 15, and then 10 equals 16. Hexadecimal. I wonder if it's some kind of hint. Yeah, maybe. Junpei, do you remember what I told you about the hexadecimal code earlier? Yeah, of course I do. Alright then, here's a little quiz for you. What would 9 plus F be in base 10? Well, F is 15, so it'd be 9 plus 15, which would be 24, right? That's right. Good job, you're a fast learner. 9 plates for appetizers. 9 and 9. 9 is 9, even in hexadecimal and decimal. There are 10 soup plates. 10 is A in hexadecimal. There are 15 of these seafood plates. It says F on the voucher. There are 16 meat plates. 16 is written in 10 as 10 in hexadecimal. That's nuts. So This is probably what you're supposed to enter into as the password. Maybe if you put in the right number, it'll open the oven door. Hey Junpei, why don't you try entering the numbers we found on the voucher earlier? The one that said appetizer 9, meat 10, soup A, and seafood dish F? Yes. Convert the 10, A, and F to base 10. Well, it's worth a shot. No dice. Looks like there's too many numbers. Oh, okay. So then, what am I supposed to do? Eight, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. That's how you count in hexadecimal. It's a grill. There's some coals down there. Bright red. Sink with water in it. There's a couple of plates in the water. Looks like a bunch of instructions for using the cooking utensils. Nothing really suspicious about that. Cans lining every shelf here. Wooden box on the second row though. Nothing inside. This is Gouda cheese, the most famous Dutch cheese. If you don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad. So you can store it in room temperature for quite a while. So we can eat this? Most likely. I'm not hungry. At all. Guess it's hard to get hungry in a situation like this. Big container made of tin. There's nothing inside. There's a silver pot here. It's a card reader. Since the light's red, I figure it's probably still locked. Key card's gotta be around here somewhere. We just gotta find it. Door is locked. It won't open. Damn it, didn't work. It doesn't matter how many times you try it. This door isn't going to open until we've solved all the puzzles in this room. I'm sure this is all just part of Zero's plan. I just can't imagine what his motives could be. Looks like the numbers on the voucher isn't the actual passcode. Yeah, no shit. Okay, so you won't display area about the buttons. There's a pot on the top of the stove. If there are some ingredients around here, I could cook something up for us. Lotus, you can actually cook? Who the hell do you think I am? You better believe I know how to boil hot water and put in my instant noodles. That's not cooking. And I can boil eggs too. Right. Hey, is that a boiler over there? Who knows? The pipe goes up to the ceiling. Maybe we could climb into that pipe and get out of here. Idiot. How the hell are you supposed to get into a pipe that size? Well, at least you kind of got my joke. That makes me kind of happy. It's a pipe. I know. I'll crawl into the pipe and find a way out. There's nobody here to make fun of my lame jokes. That wasn't even... I barely even... Ugh. Man, this sucks. There's lights hanging around the ceiling. It's kind of far away. I can't really tell, but is that a ladle? I don't really think a ladle's going to be very useful. Damn, I am like stumped. I don't even know. I may actually have to look this one up. Oh! It's a bolt. And it's really rusty. Will this even open? We won't know until we try. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out. Damn. No dice. A rusted bolt. This door won't open until we can do something about this bolt. Maybe if we had some kind of lubricant. Ah! The bolt is rusted in place. It won't budge. Of course. Maybe if I put some oil onto it. Hey! Just a little bit of oil and... Come on. Come on, you little son of a bitch. Whoa! Ha! Yes! Got you, you little bastard. You did it, Junpei. You're so smart. Oh, boy. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
Oh, it's cold in here. What is this place?
I would assume it's the freezer.
Are you blind? It's a freezer.
Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Well, yeah, no shit. He's not even wearing sleeves. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
But...
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth
Huh?
when the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Oh, fuck. And it looks like it's frozen shut, too. Junpei rushed to the door.
No! Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
It was cold, beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful.
The knob's frozen!
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
It looks like the pipe next to it broke.
Water released by the rupture had hit the door and froze instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
She wasted no time in responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. If you say so. Hold on.
Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased and they could hear light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Gee, thanks.
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. Ah, dry ice. Dry ice? Can't you make that stuff cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Explode? Yeah, didn't you do that in school? You should never underestimate the power of expanding gas. Fair. Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees.
Oh.
Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yeah, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei thought to himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astonishing rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei. His patience was wearing thin.
How the hell would I know? And how the hell is that gonna help us get out of here? We don't have time for this crap.
But it can turn into a liquid.
Junpei stopped mid-sentence, surprised by June's interjection.
Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure.
This isn't really a good time for a chat about science.
But I was wondering the same thing.
Wondering what?
Wondering why carbon dioxide doesn't turn into a liquid unless it's under pressure.
Right? It just seems weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees. So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
'Cause it's a natural gas?
H2O and CO2 are pretty similar.
Are they, though?
No, they're not. They're totally different substances. Look, guys, if we keep this up, we're just gonna freeze to death. You good with that? You wanna die talking about sublimation and gases? 'Cause I sure as hell don't.
He fixed both of them with a glare.
Now let's get back to work. Assuming you don't want to end up like a pair of ice sculptures.
Junpei turned around, the problem dealt with.
Oh, but Junpei,
Or so he thought.
there's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
What?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
Really?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look
That's
at it
nitrous,
as
isn't
ice
it?
that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Isn't that nitrous? Water that freezes at 96 degrees? Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees? Is actually interesting. Now that was difficult to ignore. Junpei had to ask.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author.
Ice 9. There's that 9 again.
But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right?
Yeah.
But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it, but whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds. Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance.
Okay.
With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is, all glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize.
I wonder what changed.
But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like, how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating. Communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
Junpei was honestly impressed. It was, in fact, a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Santa, not June, who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Yeah, it would. Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with a proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So seriously, I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland.
Ouch. Technically, Iceland is the green one.
I freaking hate the cold. So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Ah, frozen chicken. It's really hard. It's frozen stiff. Hey, June, can you say that again? Eh? Say it again. It's really hard. Again. Oh my god, Junpei, really? It's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. Nothing, I'm fine. If it's that hard, you can probably use it as a hammer. Yeah, good point. Maybe we can use it to break something. Okay, can we check anything else? No, I guess not. This thing's frozen solid. This pork. Yeah, seems like it. What's this thing? It looks like a tag or something? Chunk of pork, okay. Junpei, is there a slip of paper in that meat? I think there's something written on here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I think there's something written on here, but I can't read it like this. If we try to pull it out, it'll probably rip. You need to defrost that. Don't think we're gonna do that in this room. Everything's frozen in here. It doesn't look like there's anything else interesting. No good. Can't hit it hard enough to break it. Maybe it just needs more of a shock, you know? More of a shock? Hey, Junpei. Didn't you find some dry ice earlier? Yeah. There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together? Okay. There's water dripping from this pipe. Looks like the pipe burst the water, hit the doorknob, and frozen in place. This water actually seems almost warm. There's warm water flowing from the pipe. Okay. Okay, I'm missing something. I gotta be missing something. Oh. Ah! Sturdy rope. It's a rope. Well, we could use it to attach something to something else, I suppose. And a water bottle. A water bottle. Yes. Yes, it is. Combine that with the... Nope. There isn't anything else here that looks useful. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. There's warm water flowing from the pipe. So I can't fill... The fuck? Let's start off by putting the dry ice in the water bottle. But the dry ice is too big. Well, you gotta figure out a way to make it smaller then, don't you, genius? Oh, okay. Nope. Oh! That actually worked? Alright, the dry ice is all in pieces now. I'm gonna put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. Okay. Finally, there's warm water flowing from the pipe. Not just yet, Junpei. We're not gonna get the result we want unless we can hook that bottle to the doorknob somehow. Ah, it's gonna explode right next to the ice on the doorknob. We need to figure out a way to attach the bottle to the doorknob. Okay, okay. And let's just tie a rope on here. Okay? Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. All Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock. Huh. A small rock.
Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered around were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunks he'd crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
Okay, so we're gonna hide now, right? He pulled the sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned and grabbed the chunk of dry ice.
Ah, some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
It was a pretty good size. About as big as a pool ball.
Alright, guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Yeah. Both Santa and June looked at him with new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
In the freezer.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar.
Come
Oh,
on,
even better.
Inside, quick.
Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. You should probably yell at Lotus to get away from the fucking door. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
Alright, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
It is. It's terrible.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Lotus, get out of the way or else you're gonna get blown up.
Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June, just as... Junpei leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen?
Right?
Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
Oh, yeah, gee, thanks. We appreciate your concern, Lotus. With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked towards her.
What were you doing?
Waiting.
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die.
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Worry, though?
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See?
Yeah.
I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door, but I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It was true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei gritted his teeth.
Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you?
Well, it was open, and then it was closed and then it closed just before the pipe burst, so...
Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside.
That's true.
But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least. Not an attempted murderer.
Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Hmm? Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
Oh!
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Okay, so now I've got a few other things I have to do. Like, for example, I have to defrost this. Let's go to the grill, I guess. Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Hey, what are you doing? What are you going to do if the paper burns? Come on, it'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? We just gotta keep an eye on it, and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Cool, looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out. Jumpy, be careful! Sweet of her to care, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. So, are you gonna have to cut the meat? Yeah, it looks that way. That's where the knife comes in. Alright, now that I've sharpened the knife... Yes, I cut the pork. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. C plus 10 plus F. C plus 10 plus F. Do you think it's some kind of code? Damn it, they're just screwing around. Junpei, do you know what C and F stand for? Do you think maybe it's corporate finance? I thought it was clever and funny. I applaud you, good sir. That was actually really hilarious. I love it. Okay, so in all seriousness, C is 12 plus 10, which is 16, plus F, which is 15. 16 and 15 is 31, and then 12, that's 43. Wait. They mentioned on the thing that there was too many digits, so maybe 43 is the password? I guess that's gonna burn. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe if we put in the right number, it'll open the oven stove. Junpei, maybe the note you found earlier. Yeah, I know. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. So basically when I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. So if I screw up, I press C, right? Lotus nodded. Alright, let's give it a shot. Well, here goes. Nice! Sounds like metal is falling. Well, I guess that went well. Yeah! The door opened. Good job, Junpei! Ah, the Saturn keycard! I remember in the alternate universe, we'll call it, Seven handed this to me.
Here, it's the Saturn keycard. We found it in the kitchen.
Oh, nice!
I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
Ah, well, thank you, I guess. No, sorry, it was Lotus who handed it to me because she found it in the kitchen. Looks like the lowercase h, but the line through it is throwing me off. This is the symbol for Saturn. Remember? There's an elevator next to the main staircase. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader next to it? Oh yeah, I remember that. Guess that means the card ain't gonna help us get out of this room then. I'm not sure. Why don't we try it out? Oh wow, it did. Yes. I think it's unlocked now. You did it, Junpei. Let's get out of here. Yes. Let's go.